Foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Ooh, remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will.
Yes, indeed. Forget all your differences and let us start to build. To build Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. And that is our responsibility. We cannot expect foreigners or outsiders to build this place we call home. And when I speak about building, we need all hands on deck. So once you are a Grenadian living here in Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, or you are a Grenadian and you're living in the diaspora, in the United States, in Canada, in Europe, United Kingdom, the Caribbean, wherever you are, remember, you have a responsibility to build this place we call home, to make it better for our children and the children. So I want to welcome you to the Dynamic Hour. Every Sunday from 1 to 2, we deliberate, we talk, we discuss the happenings in our homeland. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube, please share the live. Sharing is caring. When you share the live, you give your friends the opportunity to be a part of the conversation. I want to start off by saying sometime this week you can upgrade your license, or at least by the early part of next week. So I want to play a little piece for you on that and then move to another positive news item, because I believe in positivity. I believe in sharing the good news, the good news. So let me get that. All right. Well, let me first share with you the piece regarding the rehabilitation center, right? People who are having problems with alcohol and drugs, that is coming on stream.
Minister for Mental Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs, Honorable Delma Thomas, says designs will be completed this year in preparation for the construction of a new drug and alcohol rehabilitation center. The former nursing quarters in Marabou St. Andrew has been identified as a suitable construction site for the center.
We are committed not only to accept the monies from the Grenada Cooperative Bank and let it sit in an account and dry, but we are committed to rebuilding what was known as the Carlton Home, a rehabilitation center for drug addicts and alcohol addictions. We are in the process of doing feasibility study. Our designs will be completed this year, and the clearing of the site will also be completed in 2024 to signal that we will start work in 2025. A government, Mr. Speaker, who does not only talk the talk, but walk the walk. We will, Mr. Speaker, after 20 years of the advent of Hurricane Ivan, where our center was damaged, this new government will rebuild a rehabilitation center aimed at addiction so that our citizens with addiction problem can be reintegrated into society and make a meaningful contribution.
During a meeting of the House of Representatives on Thursday, Minister Thomas praised the Grenada Cooperative Bank and its partners for contributing more than $500,000 to assist the government of Grenada in this initiative. She says the support from the private sector demonstrates a commendable partnership between business and government to address crucial societal needs.
Yes, I think that's a very, very good move, because normally when a person has some addiction problem with either drugs or alcohol, they will send them at the Monge Psychiatric Hospital. And in there, you have patients with more severe mental issues or challenges. So it's not a good place for them to go. If you have an alcohol problem or a drug addiction problem, I think you need to go to a different facility. And since Hurricane Ivan destroyed the Carlton home, right? I think it was a wrong parade area there. So that rehab facility was destroyed by Hurricane Ivan. That's about 20 years or so ago. The NNP never saw the need to construct anything where that is concerned. The Grenada Cooperative Bank, they adopted that project with a pump it up walk, and every year, for a number of years, they were giving or donating the proceeds from the pump it up walk to that particular project. And they've given $500,000 towards this particular project, and they must be applauded, they must be commended, and the minister rightfully did so, acknowledge their contribution, and stated very clearly that the money will be used to build, to start the process. The government will put what they have to put to complete the project, but that's a very, very good thing, if you ask me. And the NNP was there for 20-something years, and they did not do anything to get that facility, built or up and running. So you had people with problems with alcohol, problems with drugs, and they put them in Monge. And there's a stigma with Monge. The minute time they know you went in Monge, then they believe that you're crazy, right? Or they believe that you're mad. That's, to put it in a very simple way. There is a stigma when it comes to that particular facility. A person with an alcohol problem is not mad or crazy. A person with a drug addiction problem, maybe cannabis, maybe something else, they're not mad, you see? So you have to separate them. You need a facility that can rehabilitate these people and not have them stigmatized by the rest of society by sending them to Monge. So I want to applaud the government for this undertaking. I want to applaud the Grenada Cooperative Bank for donating some $500,000 or so towards this particular project. So let's move to the license aspect now, because that will be gazetted soon, and you will be able to get your license upgraded. Right? I think it might be this week. So it could be that it was already gazetted as of Friday, right? So maybe this week. But let me play that piece for you.
Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell says effective Monday, April 29th, individuals with a valid license for a minimum of 5 years will have the opportunity to upgrade their driver's license to D class for a fee of 35 EC dollars. In the process, eliminating the burdensome requirements of undergoing an examination process. This initiative was first presented by Minister for Finance Honorable Dennis Cornwall during the 2024 budget statement. According to the Prime Minister, this will soon be gazetted in the statutory rules and orders. GIS spoke with the Prime Minister after Thursday's sitting.
The upgrade of the license is straightforward and simple. Any person who currently holds a B class driving license can upgrade to a D class at a fee of $35 plus the regular cost of the current B class license that they've already paid for. Any person who has a C class license and have held that for 5 years or more can upgrade to a D class driving license at the same fee of $35 subject to whatever they've already paid for the C class. And anyone who has a C1 class license can also upgrade to a D class license paying the same $35. This should go in effect on Monday. We expect that the Gazette will come out on Friday, which will be the final act required to make this law.
The Prime Minister said this will be an ongoing initiative.
It's permanent. It's a permanent change in the law. So as we go on, anyone, for example, if you're currently driving at 4 years this year, next year you would be 5. On attaining your 5th anniversary of holding your B class or C class or C1 class license, you can then upgrade to the D class.
It's a very good move, a very, very good move. Again, because you have people with small businesses and it's just a pickup, right? They cannot drive that. Although they're driving a vehicle as big as the pickup, right? Carrying the same tonnage and so on. So this now will allow them to drive that little pickup, drive that little, sales van or sales whatever to do their work. And that's a really, really good thing because you're already a driver and you already driving a vehicle bigger than a open back van, as you would say, right? So it's just a matter of paying $35, 35 easy, and upgrading so you can go straight in and drive that pickup or that vehicle that you could not have driven because you didn't have the required license. So you can actually now upgrade as of tomorrow. There are a lot of people who are wondering when the process will start. I would encourage folks to kind of give it a day or two. So do not rush tomorrow because, the system may not be able to accommodate so many people at once. So give it a day or two. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and you can go and upgrade. Yes, you can start as of tomorrow, right? But maybe they might have certain little things that they have to put in place. So again, don't be angry or upset if you go tomorrow and they tell you, well, come back Tuesday, or come back Thursday, or come back Friday. Because definitely there will be a mad rush by a number of people to upgrade their license. So I want to commend the government. And the government has a vision. They know what people are going through. Small business owners, medium-sized business owners, and people generally. Because, you see, it's not much of a difference, with the vehicle or vehicles. It's just that this license will not allow you to drive a vehicle or this type of vehicle. Now you can upgrade and drive it because you have been driving bigger vehicles than a pickup. So I want to applaud the government. I want to applaud the government, and they're on the right track. And that's something very simple, but very significant. The NNP never had the vision to do something that simple but significant. Instead of people have to go back and do an exam, you already could drive. You already could handle the thing. Instead of you have to go back now and do something from scratch that you're already involved in, you just get it upgraded. And it's a permanent fix. It's permanent. It's not just for a specific period of time. So hence the reason I'm saying don't rush. Don't, cause the officials or the workers to be all stretched because you have so many people rushing in tomorrow or at once. I am saying give them some time because you have time. You can do it. So you could do it Monday, Tuesday, well, Wednesday, it's May Day, it's a holiday. Thursday, you could do it. Friday, next week. So again, it's a good move. A very, very good move. So it's just $35 to have your license upgraded. And that's not for passenger bus. That's not for the big trucks and so on. That's not for that. So don't believe you can just go and get your license upgraded to drive a bus with passengers. No, that's not for that. All right? So it's very specific, the license that will be upgraded, that you can upgrade to. Very, very specific. So, folks, you have a visionary government in place. There are some very, very simple things that could have been done by the NNP, and they did not do it. It took the NDC to come in and do it. And some people will kind of say, well, it's a small thing. It's not a big thing. But for some people, it is a big thing, especially when your livelihood depends on that. When you need that to make your money, when you need that to go about your daily business, this is big for some people. So again, I want to say to the government, keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right track. You are on the right track. 600 new jobs will be created. Well, in fact, they have started the process already. That's KM2 Solutions, the call center. They are now at Spice Basket, and they're constantly taking in new workers. So I want to encourage the Honorable Kate Lewis. I want to encourage Emlyn Pear and the others who always complain. Well, where are the opportunities for young people? Here you have 600 new jobs. 600 new jobs. And our young people can take that opportunity. So I want to encourage the Honorable Kate Lewis. I want to encourage the Honorable Emlyn Pear. Instead of complaining, find out how you can get the people in your constituency or throughout to be employed there. All right? Because every time the NNP speaks, they say, well, under the NNP, they had the new Imani training program. But the new Imani training program still exists. It still exists, and it is better now than before because the NDC increased the amount of money given to those young people who are a part of the new Imani training program. So Pele is saying it's 650, not 600, but 650 new jobs from this particular call center. You know they have a branch or a setup in St. Andrew. Now they're in the Northeast, St. George. So I am saying it is a good opportunity for a lot of young people. And this whole mindset, because the NNP, every time they speak, they make reference to the new Imani training program, as though this program is no longer there. It no longer exists. the program is still there. And the trainees, they are in a better position than when they were under the NNP. They are getting more money. I think it's about $1,000. Instead of the $700, they're getting $1,000 now. So you have another opportunity. Young people, you can take advantage of it. 650 new jobs from this call center. Take advantage of it. So things are happening. There are opportunities being created. You just saw Six Senses Hotel that opened up. Jobs, young people. There are a lot of young people who got employment and still getting employment there, who will get employment from that hotel. They're still recruiting, they're still hiring. And you have young people from St. David, St. Andrew, the rural parts, getting employment there. Very soon, you would see that hotel. I think it was once Flamboyant Hotel. Then we saw the new developers. The project came on stream, and you know what happened? It came to a halt because the matter was brought before the International Court of Arbitration and so on, and settlements. And you know, our government, through the leadership of the most honorable Deacon Mitchell, we were able to negotiate a settlement. And we got the property, we got the lands and everything back in our name, and the Kiwana Bay Resort. So that project will start off soon. So more jobs and opportunities will be created there too. Only recently, some young people receive training to do the census, agriculture census. Only recently, some young people receive some training to help with the regularization of land title and, making sure that people who are on Crown lands get their deed or their title deed to the land. And mind you, I discovered it's actually free. Actually free. So there are some areas where the government is focusing on giving people title to government lands. There are people who are living in certain places in Grenada, and you believe that they have ownership to the land. They don't. The government still own the land. It's government owned. It's Crown lands. It will be interesting to know where exactly they will be starting. I know the Honorable Ron Redhead mentioned they will be doing some regularization in Willis. In Willis. I know they're doing some, I think it's somewhere in St. Andrew too. So there are a number of places, because it's throughout, even in Carriacou, they're doing the same thing. So there are people who are on government land, and yes, they have some concrete structure, some wooden structure there, but they don't have title to it. They cannot pass it on to anybody else. Right? There are people living there, and that's all. What the government is seeking to do is to give you a start in life. When you have a piece of land, then you can go to the bank. You can get a loan with that piece of land and make it even better. You have a property there already. So you have a property on the land. Yes, the land is not yours, but the government is now giving you title to that land. So I know they're going island-wide, but there are some areas that they're targeting up front. That information will come forward. Most definitely. I know the Honorable Lennox Andrews, he was on the Heartbeat program earlier today, and he may have spoken about it because he's the Minister of Agriculture and lands fall under him. So It's a good move. It is a good move. And I hope people are recording what the government is doing to help our people. Because every time the NNP speaks, they give you this false idea that the NDC is not focused on the people that the NNP call their people. And you know who they call their people. The NNP calls the poor and vulnerable their people. They say these are the people who support them, the poor and the vulnerable. And they always chastise the NDC to say, well, the NDC ain't doing X and the NDC ain't doing Y. But the record is there to show that the NDC has done more for the poor people in this country than the NNP in 20-something years. The record, the facts are there to show. So this move to regularize the people who are living on government land, crown lands, to give them title deed for that land, that is a move to lift the people out of poverty, because the majority of people who are living on crown land, they are the poor set of people in the country. So if you're giving them title to the land, then it will help them to come out of poverty. The NDC is doing this. The issue of clean drinking water, pipe-borne water, the NDC made it very clear that you having pipe-borne water is a human rights. It's not a privilege, it's a human rights. And NAWASA should not prevent anybody from getting water because they do not own the piece of land or own the property. You provide them with the water on their name. If they're no longer in that property, the pipe remains and they pay their bill. So the person who comes in after, they will then pay the bill, get the bill in their name and pay it. So no one is losing. Everybody will be happy. NAWASA will be happy because they will be getting their money on a monthly basis, and that person will have access to clean drinking water. So the government decided they would change the whole policy to have the bill in your name and not the landlord or the owner of the property. Because you know, some landlords will not give you any permission to put a pipe on the land. And in some instances, your grandmother was there, they didn't get water. You come now, you're trying to get water, you can't get it. And make it even worse if it's family land and you vex with one of your family member and they say no, they're not writing any letter to give to NAWASA for you to get your water. The NDC saying you should not be prevented from getting clean drinking water. You should be able to get the water in your name, the pipe in your name. All right? And that again is a move to take people out of poverty. Take people out of poverty. The WASH program. The WASH program is geared towards giving people some level of, decency, restoring the womanhood and manhood back, giving you privacy too. Instead of you have to go and bathe in some open bathroom, something with galvanized or whatever, you can use your indoor bathroom facility. So the government, again, provided a number of families with indoor bathroom and toilet facility with running water. And they're now moving that program to other communities. So they completed the Belial leg, as Belial in St. David. They completed that leg. Now they're going into different communities now, in different constituencies, doing a similar thing. This is remarkable. And again, it's geared towards helping the poor set of people to get out of poverty and at least have a little decency. Because there are some people, I could tell you, they would not invite you to their home. And the reason why they're not inviting you to their home is because they're still using pit latrines or some open bathroom. And they're a bit embarrassed to invite you there, and maybe, just maybe, you have a cause to urinate, number one, and number two. They don't want you to see that. But now, with a flushable indoor toilet and having a bathroom with running water, you have your, that strength again to invite friends home. Because not because you're living in a wooden house, it means that you should not have a good modern indoor bathroom and toilet facility. You should. And that is what the government is doing. They're providing that for the people. And that again helps the poor to come out of poverty and to be more, comfortable and more confident in their whole existence and their whole being. So the NNP always attack the NDC because they want the poor people to believe that the NDC is not doing X and Y for them. But that's not the case. The free hot meals at the schools for the kids. So the parent doesn't have to get that $3 for a secondary school child or $1 for a primary school child every day. The government is paying that bill. The free tuition for TAM, CC, and NULO, the majority of people would benefit from that would be the poor people, right? While everybody getting it, the poor man could not have afforded that $810 plus provide money for transport for that child, provide clothes and everything else, books and everything. But the person with money, while they're getting that $810 off, they don't have to find that money. But before they had the money, they could, pay that and pay all the others. But the government decided across the board. So the poor set of people are benefiting more by the free tuition policy by government. So the government cares about the poor people of the country to lift them out of poverty. The regularization of public officers. That again is a big step to lifting people from poverty and giving them security of tenure in their job. They can get a loan now. They can expand their home. They can build a house. They can buy land. That is important. Some people don't understand that. The JUMP program, giving internet access to families without. This is a program geared towards the poor set of people in the country. The government did not stop the poor relief assistance program. They did not stop the free textbook program. They did not stop the many programs, social safety net programs that were there. All they did is to enhance, add some more things, and roll out some new policies. So the poor set of people in the country, they have benefited significantly by the NDC being in power. The roadwork still there. They did not remove that. The minimum wage order again, where you're getting more from your employer that again is geared towards everybody, yes, but the lower paid workers in particular. And who are the lower paid workers? The poor set of people in the country. So when I hear the NNP going after the NDC and talking about NDC not doing this and not doing that for the poor people and the this and the that, I normally would laugh. But we need to prepare a very simple pamphlet, could be online and hard copy, detailing these programs, these initiatives, these big steps that the government made in helping poor people in the country, because a lot of poor people benefited significantly by the NDC coming into power in the last 22 months. They benefited significantly in a big way. So you have to document it and let them know that the NDC did far more for them than the NNP. The free textbook program, as I said, still exists. The free, well, not the free, but the housing repair program that still exists, right? And all the seed program and so on still exists. But the government added more to help our people. So anytime NNP come and they open them out, you must be armed with the information to say to them, okay, you say that you care about poor people. What have you done for the poor set of people in the country? Make them poorer? Make them worse off? The NNP actually made more Grenadians poor than any government in the history of this country. The NNP administration drove people into poverty, hundreds and hundreds of people. So I am saying it is important. It is very important to document the programs. And let us look at NNP. NNP versus NDC. Who cares more about the poor people in the country, getting the poor people out of poverty? Let us look at it. The facts are there. The facts are on the table. And I am willing to debate the facts any day with any of them. The NDC has done way more for the poor set of people in the country than the NNP every day, every single day. And we have to challenge them where that is concerned. Also, for workers, May Day coming up. The NNP, they want to, they want to, right? So the NNP wants to gas up the unions and workers. So they out there at least, morning, midday, evening, on social media, on radio, trying to instigate, trying to cause these workers to go against government or have anti-government slogans and other things like that. But they're not getting their way. The NNP is not successful with that. So they are looking forward to May Day because they believe every May Day, workers should go there with placards, chanting down government and so on. That is not the case. If the government or your employer has been good to you, you realize it more benefits under your employer. Why should you go there with placards talking bad about your employer or chanting down your employer? But the NNPs are accustomed to confrontation. They are accustomed to bacchanal because they never treated their workers or the workers in the public service in the right way. They never did. So I am saying on Wednesday, it's Labor Day, and the workers can point to a number of great things that happened for them. So while the NNPs out there saying, well, I want to see what they're going to come out with. I want to see what they're going to say. I want this union leader go say. I want that one go say. Okay, there is need for improvement. There are still things that needs to be done, right? There are still things that need to be done. We know. But the unions and the workers can point to a number of things that were done in the last 22 months. The paying of the pension and the gratuity to retired public officers and reassuring those who are working currently that when they retire, they have their pension to get and they have their gratuity to get. $75.1 million. The NDC paid that. Then the doc salaries, 1.2 million. The NDC paid that back to the workers that the NNP administration took their money from their salaries because they went out there and protested or demonstrated, right, for their own pension and their gratuity. The 13% increase in salaries and fringe benefits that came with it. The NDC did that. You didn't have to go on the streets and protest for 1% or 2% or 3%. The NDC gave you 13%, right? No, is it right? 4, and 5, right? That's 13, yes. So they did that. The whole issue of regularization of workers, the NDC started that process to regularize workers. The minimum wage order, providing better wages for workers. The bi-monthly salary payments, providing that for workers. And these are big ticket items. These are not no small gesture or thing. These are big ticket items. The unions, they have been fighting for that for years. Then you have better working condition now. You saw they did some work on the AC in the botanical gardens, for example, and departments. They changed all the rug and all the work being done. So yes, we know there is always room for improvement. We know that. But the record is there to show that the NDC did far more for the workers of this country in 22 months than the NNP in 23 years. So the evidence is on the table. Yes, the NNP, they're looking forward to drama. They want that. They want workers to go on the streets and get on. But the workers can also go on the streets and applaud the government for doing a number of things, right? So when it comes to the poor and the vulnerable people in the country, the NDC has done far more for these people than the NNP. When it comes to workers in this country, the NDC has done far more for workers than the NNP. It is clear, very, very clear. Folks, moving on. It seems as though the NNP hates our own indigenous people. And the fact that they're attacking the creatives, young people who have a talent, who open a little business, and who got a contract or two with the independent secretariat. They're attacking these people. So what they did is to get the salaries of these people, all Grenadian brothers and sisters, and they publish the salaries of these people, our people. And the NNP is out there making a whole pile of melee where that is concerned. But they must understand that the creatives in this country, they are very influential. They must understand that when they attack these young people, because the majority of them, they're young people. They're one or two senior people, but the majority, young people. They must know that these young people have friends who look up to them too and who love the fact that the NDC administration did not look for somebody outside to come and do everything for independence. Because the NNP was like that. Everything they had to do was some foreigner come in and do it, and they paying them a hefty sum. So now our people got the work, got the job, and Grenada is small. Grenada is small. In other words, you might give a person a contract, right? They have a business, and you might discover down the road that they're your cousin or some family member. What's wrong with that? Keith Mitchell had his son, right? His son was an advisor in the Ministry of Finance, some advisor in some particular field. And look, this young man and we cool. Everywhere he sees me, we hail up one another. He's a nice guy, nice young man. I cannot say anything bad about him. I can't. While I might talk about the fact that he was employed with the government of Grenada as advisor to finance or in that ministry, advising on something there, and his father was prime minister and minister of finance, I think, at the time, or his father was just the prime minister and not one of the two. But anyways, under the same government, right? I would not attack the individual, the young man. No. Nope. When I see him, we cool, we hail up one another and so on. So the NNP is now attacking the NNP surrogates. They are now attacking these young people who did work for the Independent Secretariat and was paid for their work. They are now attacking them, putting out the salaries and everything from the driver, They go as low as to go after the driver for the Secretariat, and the secretary. Simple. And they just put everybody's information out there. Why? If it was some white person, some foreigner who got all this work and so on, they would not ask for the information to be made known or to be out there at all. And I am saying we are proud of the men and women who served with the Secretariat and who still serving there and who did work for the government of Grenada through the Secretariat to make our Golden Jubilee, our 50th independence celebration, a great success. We are proud of you. We are very, very happy that you decided to serve your country. Many of you could have charged more. You didn't do that. Right? So the NNP is going after these young people, attacking them on the money that they got for their work, for their talent. Right? The design of the pin, the design, the logo, this, they're attacking the person who actually designed the logo and got $5,000 for it. The same logo you see all about the place that was used. They're attacking the person too, and they're calling out the person's name and that kind of stuff. I met one of the contractors, right? A young man with a number of young people. I met them at a particular place, right? On Friday night. Well, afternoon time, so into evening. And the gentleman came up to me and said, Kem, we just did our work. We are not interested in the politics, the NNP and the NDC. He said that they were happy because they're Grenadians and they were contracted to do a particular work for the whole independence celebrations, right? And they did that work and they did it well. But to hear the name and the amount of money they collected and everything like that out in the streets, all about the place like that, they're wondering what crime did they commit? What crime did these Grenadians commit? All they did is to serve their country. And, they were contracted. And I'm happy because normally under the NNP, it would be foreigners getting all the work. We had local people doing everything. Everything. Well, maybe except the drone display and so on. But we had local people as part of the whole team. So I am saying, our indigenous people got the contract, got the work, and they did a fantastic job. So why should the NNP be attacking these people, the NNP surrogates, pundits, attacking our Grenadian brothers and sisters? They must know that these young people, they come from homes too. And they have family members who could vote, and they could vote. So you could run the risk of losing all the support because many of these people, they are not political. They're not political. So you telling me because Kem Jones, for example, supports the NDC, I should not get a contract to do something for government? So let's say Kem Jones gets a contract to do something for government. And let's say his brother or his cousin is a minister or advisor or somebody of that sort. But he has a business. You're saying to me that he should not get the contract? He should not get work with the government? But somebody else should? It's just nonsense. Utter rubbish. If it's something that involves corruption, then it's something totally different. Why should you get it and not me? Right? So we have to reach to that place where we appreciate our people. Our people could do the work. Just give them that opportunity to do it. Pay them, and you're going to get the job done. Give them the money, the right money. So I don't understand why, in heaven's name, the NNP surrogates are attacking the creatives, these young people, these artists. They're just attacking these people. I don't know why. So yes, you get to know the amount of money paid to these people. Why would you go and call their name and the amount and so on? These are Grenadians. They never committed a crime. I could see if it's a crime committed. Cell phone gate was a crime. It's totally different. But I am saying we need to call out the NNP. To say to the NNP, control your surrogates. They should not be attacking our Grenadian brothers and sisters like this. Because of jealousy in many instances. They're jealous that these people got the opportunity to work, do a good job, and get paid 5,000, 8,000, 9,000, whatever the amount. But they did a good job. Why are you attacking them? Why are you going after them? But that's how the NNP has always operated. Because they have a kind of crab in a barrel mentality. They don't want to see you achieve nothing. They don't want to see you up your levels. They don't want to see you have a car or a better salary or a house. They don't want to see you go to the next level. That is why they fighting on our people like this, Yep. Folks, don't forget, on May the 15th, I will be celebrating 10 years in radio and podcasting. All right? On the 31st of May, we're going down to the Trade Center to celebrate. But for you to come, for you to be there, you have to buy the tickets. All right? It's 50 EC for one. 50 EC for one. If you can't make it as a form of appreciation, buy a couple tickets. All right? Buy couple tickets as a form of appreciation for the 10 years I have been doing this, serving you. All right? So I want to encourage you, tell a friend about the event. It's May the 31st at the Trade Center. Tickets 50 EC, 50 EC. Good? 50 EC. Not 50 US, 50 EC at the Trade Center. That's a Friday, so it's Friday the 31st of May, Trade Center. So I want to encourage you to buy up tickets. I have them. You can WhatsApp me. My number is the same number that you see scrolling under the live, or if you're listening to me via the radio, it is 1473 415 4817. 143 415 4817. So you can WhatsApp me, you could call me to pick up your tickets, to get your couple tickets, or if you just want to donate a couple tickets, you can, just as a form of appreciation. You can send them money via Western Union or MoneyGram, or you can send it to your family and they could get it to me. At the end of the day, it's just showing your appreciation. All right? So I want to encourage you to do that. We have the tickets. I have the tickets. Holler at me and you can pick up the tickets. Okay? Folks, I want to wish you all the best on this Sunday. Take good care. Peace and love. I'll be back with you tomorrow, God's willing, starting from 8 in the AM.